From remaining cryptic on the news of the King possibly calling it quits, to saying that he has expectations just like the fans do, here's what Rich Paul, LeBron James's agent, had to say about his client's possible retirement. First of all, he hasn't given away a lot, just like you wouldn't expect him to. LeBron has earned the right to go out on his own terms. And if he does plan on leaving the NBA, then it's something he'll decide and announce himself when he feels it's time. Unfortunately for Paul, this was the kind of question that even if you don't answer, it still means something. He said that we'll see what happens when asked about James's potential retirement. Of course, there could be a case of Paul not knowing what LeBron's plan is. He's in a tough spot right now. Having wrapped up the season, he may not be thinking about long-term planning already. To be fair, everyone wants him to continue, because the kind of season he enjoyed at the age of 38 isn't something that we've seen before in the NBA. To average a double-double in your 20th season in the playoffs is genuinely impressive. But if you're looking for consistency, don't look beyond what LeBron was putting up throughout the regular campaign. He came up with 29 PPG on 50% shooting, and he grabbed more than 8 boards, dishing out 7 assists per contest. That's not normal. No one comes close to such numbers in their 20th season. And most ex-players pursue other jobs like analyst, commentator, or coach by the time they're nearly 40. LeBron is not most players, is he? He's been an anomaly long before he joined the NBA. And his 20th season has only given hopes to the fans that he has enough in his tank to go again. At least for a couple of seasons. I'm sure James surprised himself with some of the performances he gave. That's why I believe he should come back for his 21st year in the NBA. From a financial perspective, it's the right thing to do. LeBron has a 2-year contract after the conclusion of the 2022-23 season, which means he'll be making nearly $100 million over the next 2 years. And all he has to do is show up for those campaigns. LeBron isn't selfish. He knows if he's getting paid that much, he'll be putting in a big shift too. The man actually played every single minute of his final appearance in the 2023 playoffs. That shows he's definitely motivated to earn the money he'll be getting from his contract. It simply wouldn't be a smart idea to ditch the contract, along with $100 million. I know he's a billionaire, and money isn't exactly a motivating factor anymore for the King, but he's also not stupid to give up on money when he has enough to justify earning that much. At the same time, though, players like LeBron need reasons to go on. For him, it's obvious that he doesn't enjoy losing. Well, nobody does. But it's really different for the greats of the sport. Look at Serena Williams and Roger Federer, who retired the moment they realized they couldn't produce at a similar level. If LeBron has regressed like other NBA stars did towards the end of their careers, he would have walked away before this season. He didn't, and that means coming back for more makes sense, particularly from a sporting perspective. The King has won 4 NBA championships in his career, and he'd love to make it 5 before he retires. If the fire in James's heart is burning as brightly for a 5th ring as it was until 2023 at least, then it makes complete sense to come back and give it his all to make that dream come true. Just look at what he's capable of. The Lakers were done and dusted after that poor start to the season in 2022, but it was the King who refused to accept mediocrity and came roaring out to guide them to the playoffs. That's the LeBron James we've grown up supporting, as well as the James we'll love to see more of. You can be sure that if he does return, James will have very high hopes of winning the championship and maybe even the Finals MVP. It's not a surprise that James is pressuring the Lakers front office to make some moves. They improved big time on the 2023 trade deadline, and if they can make similar trades, LeBron can help the franchise win a record-breaking 18th championship. It's in everyone's best interests, but the Lakers know that investing in LeBron is a short-term strategy, and that he could retire any day, leaving the Lakers with an immediate rebuild, which they simply don't have the resources for. So this might be a reason why LeBron is thinking about leaving without putting the LA franchise in a tough spot. But it could open up the possibility of a trade. Kyrie Irving's trying his best to convince James to jump ship. And given how much flirting these two have done, it wouldn't surprise anyone if King ends up in Dallas for the 2023-24 season. Think about it. The trade gives LeBron the ideal chance to win a championship, especially with Luka Doncic in his prime and Kyrie Irving pulling the strings from the backcourt. For once, LeBron wouldn't have to do everything and would be able to manage his playing time before exploding in the postseason. Unfortunately, for any such trade to happen, a lot of things would need to fall in line, like the Mavs front office convincing the Lakers to part with James and giving up anyone other than Luka in return. That's not going to be a straightforward negotiation, so I wouldn't advise holding your breath for this trade to go through. The other sticking point is how they can convince LeBron. We've talked about his future from a financial perspective and from his legacy's perspective. But what about the one thing he's been wanting to do before his retirement? It's one of the worst-kept secrets in the NBA, that LeBron wants to play with his son before he retires. That's another reason which should fill the GOAT's fans with optimism, that he will return for another season or two at the very least. Look at the contract he signed with the Lakers. It gives him a player option in the summer of 2024. Coincidentally, the same year when his son becomes draft eligible. The plan for James was to accept a one-year contract with any team regardless of what they pay him, because he wants to play that final year with the team that drafts Bronny. It's a dream scenario, and he's come too close to fulfilling his dream. It'll be stupid to walk away when it's so close to becoming a reality. The Mavericks, should they offer LeBron a way out of Los Angeles, would need to show ambition and guarantee that they will do everything in their power to sign Bronny when he becomes draft eligible. That's not going to be easy, since the only team as bad as the Lakers in terms of draft capital is the Mavericks. Along with those rumors, there's also an idea going around that LeBron could take a one-year sabbatical from the NBA. You see, the King is expected to undergo surgery on his foot, which was the reason behind his limited availability during the 2022-23 campaign. Nobody knows how the recovery will be or what it'll mean for his future in the NBA. So some NBA insiders have suggested the idea, which might be under consideration in the LeBron camp, built around him taking a break from the NBA in the 2023-24 season. It'll allow him to recover from the surgery and get in shape, while moving to the team that drafts Bronny in 2024 ahead of the 24-25 season. That makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? But it's just a rumor, like others, and LeBron hasn't yet decided about his future. He's only hinted at a retirement. But Rich Paul remains low-key optimistic and expects, like LeBron's fans, that the King returns for the 2022-23 season. To be fair, hoping for the best is all we can do at this point. If LeBron does decide to end it, then we'll just congratulate him on giving the world 2 fantastic decades of world-class basketball. If he doesn't, you best believe we'll be in attendance to see him destroy teams in his 21st season as well. As to whether he'll be a Laker or a Maverick or representing some other team, that's a whole different debate. For now, keep your fingers crossed and hope for the best. So, from saying that he has an expectation just like the fans do, to remaining cryptic on the news of the King possibly calling it quits, this was everything that Rich Paul had to say about LeBron James's possible retirement.